In this video, I'm gonna react to a crazy story of Sam Kohler from Vanguard Contracting. The story we shared with you a couple days ago, and amount of hate, amount of negative comments I got. I just can't do nothing about it but to react to you, explain to you the story, react and answer to those comments. Thank you guys for commenting. This video is going to be all about old school business versus new school business, because it doesn't get newer than 22, 24-year-olds making north of $10 million in their first year. And so many of you, I don't know who on the other side needs to hear it, but so many of you need to wake up and accept new reality, that this is doable, there's nothing wrong with it, and there's more than one way to be successful in business. I want to start with this. Some of you need to chill. Some of you need to go back to work, and you need to be successful in your own ways and spend less time on Facebook, on YouTube, in comments, hating and questioning everything that you see. Take the information, learn from it, and move on. You have to worry about your business, not someone else's business. With that being said, I have to say, as an immigrant, America loves success stories, but hates successful people. I see it over and over again, and I've seen it in Sam Kohler's story last week, and I want to stand up for him. I want to stand up for his values, because what happened should not be happening. We should be cheering for people. We should be supporting those who are doing well. Now, I'm giving you credit as well, because I know why it got such a negative reaction, because there's old ways of storm chasing and there's a new way of storm chasing. Old ways, let's name it Anthony Delmedico way. He represents what old storm chasing is really about. Not paying your bills, not paying your suppliers, screwing people left and right, take, don't give back, file bankruptcy, change names. That's the old storm chasing way, and SVG is all about, and many contractors in that group who followed it. I've seen it, so I know why you hate it. We've seen it way too many times when a company goes to 10, 20, 30 million dollars super fast, and then they don't pay their sales guys, they don't pay their suppliers, they don't take care of the jobs, they leave town and they leave devastation behind them. So I understand it. It took place. It's been called out. Guys like Anthony Delmedico made a bad name for the industry, for those storm chasers. That's why so many people are hating them. But let me tell you this, there's also a new way. And Sam Kohler is a great example of new way of storm chasing. And I've seen so many guys just like him who do amazing work, who grow super fast. And let me tell you, there is nothing wrong with it. So I met Sam a few years ago. He was actually a sales rep for another company. You need to understand that I don't jump on stories. I'm not easily impressed. I don't look at this model as an example. I don't put it on a pedestal like you guys are saying. The opposite. I'm not easily impressed. I'm actually questioning. And it took me 2 years to travel to Sam, because he's doing something special. Not only him, quite a few people in our community. Sam and Alex from Lifetime Builders, different market, killing it, absolutely killing it. $30 million in 4 or 5 years. That young blood, young energy, there's something special about it. When young people, young hustlers come to this game and they're confident, they can knock doors, they can sell, they do it right, they pay people well, they build amazing culture. I see so many companies in the country who's doing $10 million in their first year because they have amazing team. They're not afraid of numbers, they're not afraid of their goals, and they're killing it. But I also see that a lot of people are challenged by it and cannot accept it. And let's read some of the comments. So first one is coming from Roofing, Roofer, Contractors and Subcontractors Group. So this company is doing $20 million but doesn't even have the About Us section filled out on their website. Seems unlikely. Well, when 99% of your business comes from door knocking, you don't need that. To be honest with you, you don't even need a website. There's way more than one way to be successful. Maybe for you, you cannot comprehend it, but I'm telling you, About Us section filled on your website, it's not gonna make a big difference. Christopher Steele, this one really get me. Doubt it. I have been roofing for 30 years and barely made enough to pay myself and all employees. Christopher Steele, I don't know what you've been doing for 30 years, but if you're barely making money to pay yourself and your employees, you need to get out of business, or you need to go to school and learn actually the business part of the business. You probably can swing hammer, you've probably been a great worker for 30 years, you've probably been a great self-employed, but you're not a business owner if you barely can pay yourself for 30 years, maybe first year or second year. Listen, on the third year when I started, and I'm a dumb immigrant who barely could speak English, I paid my general manager $120,000 a year salary. 6 figures on the third year in business, and you're claiming that in 30 years you could not, and you doubting his success because of your experience. Maybe you have small thinking and you need to think outside the box for once in a lifetime and get off the Facebook go learn business. Randall Bryan says, the faster it climbs, the faster it falls. Maybe there will be an exception. I hope there will be an exception. Andrew Zanko rips their website apart. You guys don't have a job. I don't know where you have time for all of this. 2 different company addresses. First is an apartment, typos all over company website. Company isn't listed as preferred contractor on own scoring website. I could go on. Smells fishy. As he said at 8:17, if you do research and do something doesn't feel right, and you got listen. I like typos. I make mistakes sometimes on purpose just to get you engagement, so you guys can comment and like and correct me. You know, if it works, it works. You think that if you don't have mistakes on your website, it'll help you grow, it'll help you get more jobs? You're not gonna turn off many people. Listen, people spending 30-40 seconds on your website, they're not reading your articles, they're not checking your grammar. They need a roofer. They come to the website, they look at the picture, they call you, you come and close the deal. What's happening at the door is way more important than happens on the website. But the website is important. I agree with Josh O'Brien. I can tell you from first-hand experience, it doesn't matter how much you sell it, how much you take home. I've done 20 mil a year. I made the same amount as when I was doing 5 mil with low overhead, and it was very efficient. 100% agree. As a matter of fact, I always say that $5-6 million is a sweet spot, and you know exactly right. You can do $6 million, $5 million a year, and you can make as much profit as $20 million company. But now we're not talking about their numbers. And let me tell you this. I have been in their business. I know their numbers. And $17 million in Baltimore is $8-9 million in Alabama. Their rates are super high. Their overhead is super low. I'm proud of these guys. And this is why I endorse them. This is why I did put them on a pedestal, if you will, because I wanted the whole country to see that it can be done the other way. There's not only one way in this business. They are profitable. They are doing it right. Sam was selling $3-4 million a year before he was a business owner. Think about this. If you have friendship with your buddies, if you have 4 or 5 like-minded individuals, young, hungry, motivated, who have fun together, who works hard and plays hard, and you are able to sell $3-4 million a year, 5 of those guys times 3 will sell $15-16-17 million in their first year. It's just simple math. You know, this is what Alex and Zach at Lifetime did. They're gym guys, gym buddies. They went in the roofing business, recruited all their gym partners, and now each one of those sell a couple million a year, and you have $30 million company in 5 years. It can be done. You know why so many of people who write nasty comments online cannot do it? Because you're selfish, you cannot delegate, you think you're the only one who can do this. And if someone is doing it the other way, someone has mistakes on their website, don't have about us page, and this is how you're questioning their success, this is how you're questioning their results, give me a break. One thing I do want to address, and a lot of comments came about it, about their drone. So they did fly a drone over the neighbor's house, and actually I talked to Sam last night, and he said they actually filed a claim on that property, so they're getting that job. Why are you hating on them? Why are you saying they violated and it's illegal, they shouldn't be doing it? These guys are making money. They're gonna make another like 5-10 grand on that job. Why are you losing your time making these comments? I want you to think about it. So many comments came like, I have FAA drone license, as many of you do, and this is super illegal. Well, it's super illegal to you. They're making money with it. They put it to work and they're successful. Now, there's a fine line, and I do agree, you know, it is illegal in some cases, but it's a gray area because they're not violating. I mean, they're essentially what they're doing is they're asking for forgiveness instead of permission. And they're doing the service. They're not filming people. They're flying over the roofs and they say, hey, we're working on a neighbor's house. You have a damage as well. We notice it from our drone. I mean, what do you think they're gonna do? I mean, what do you think they're gonna do? Their neighbors say how great they are. And more time than not, it's curiosity factor. That's what they say in the video. They see this amazing drone. They want to see like, hey, what's going on here? Can you fly over? They will invite you to fly over their house, inspect their roof. It's a cool idea. Don't hate the idea because it's not your idea. Maybe you can learn something from someone. You need zero permission as long as you're not actively trespassing, Christopher Karam said. This is my favorite comment. Bill Francis Welsh says, what's crazy is people be falling for this shit and dudes like this Dmitry Cat, someone called me Cat, who posted it, and all them other motivational ass roofers and salesmen, FakeAssFakers. All right, I'll take that. Shouldn't be droning people's homes without permission. So that's one group. I really want to address our group. In the Roofer for Life group, we have a comment from Brandon Little. Little probably from think little, don't think a lot. I call BS. I know some big time metal roofing contractors only pushing like 12 million max and they effing roll. So you're telling me that in your market, metal companies are pushing 12 million, like all of them for some reason stop at $12 million. All metal companies, all big companies in your town stop at 12, and this is why you call it BS. Brandon Little, keep being little. There are also a lot of good comments. Ryan Robertson says, inspiring. Dylan Senior Whitehead says, get it, kid. Level the playing field group. Andrew Zhang says, I'll say what I said in another thread. 2 different company addresses. First is apartment. Typos all over company website. Smells fishy, man. I don't know why. All right, so you have so much time to comment on the same stuff in every group. No, I mean, it's your life, it's your stuff, it's, what can I say? Here's my favorite comment, obviously comment from Nate Schwippy, full-time resident in our Facebook groups. Nate says, I really hope I'm not wrong, but this video may not age well. $0 to $70 million in 1 year. Is that sustainable? Why not? Why it cannot be sustainable? What corners were cut to facilitate that extreme growth? Hopefully not. Why are we glorifying someone with no track record? Not a personal knock on this guy, but can we make sure someone has a track record of success before we put them on a pedestal in our industry, not just one successful year? Well, and my answer to that is, like I said, I know Sam for a couple of years. He actually been working for 2 other companies, 4 years. You know, think about this. So if you're selling $3-4 million a year for someone else's company, now you start your own company and you hire same salespeople, same bodies. And, you know, let's say you have 4 sales guys and each one of them sells $3-4 million. Boom. What you already have done last 3 years, you're doing it for yourself. These guys also have been shortened by sales commissions, working for someone else. They were tired of it. They decided to build an empire, follow their American dream, follow their entrepreneurship journey. What's wrong with that? Why we cannot just say, you know what, it's good. Like, you know, if they can do it, maybe I can do it. Why do we have to doubt everything? Why can't we put them on pedestal after 1 year? Story is the story. I'm not guaranteeing that they're not gonna fall. Maybe they will file bankruptcy next year, but today they did $17 million in the first year, and that's the story, and that's an amazing story. This is like taking a newlywed couple and setting them up as an example of having the perfect marriage because they haven't had an argument yet, but they've been married 3 weeks, and 2 of the 3 weeks was their honeymoon. Well, my answer to that is, well, let's go to the weddings and tell people that 50% time it doesn't work out. Is that what we have to do? Just because people are getting divorced does not mean that we cannot celebrate success of those people who are getting married. You know, if they have amazing honeymoon, let's not ruin it. Let's not come to them and say, you know what, it's probably not going to work out 50% of the time because other people before you have failed. No, this is not how it works, Nate. Pretending the airbrushed photos of models on Instagram are the new standard of body shape size. Nate, I love you, but I think you're so wrong with your comparisons on this one. Love you, brother, but this does not help the industry as a whole, creating ridiculous expectations for new companies. If they did it, so can I. I only did $2 million in my first year. What I'm doing wrong that I am not successful? Now, I also just did a story on Jordan Desbian, who filed bankruptcy doing $2 million a year. So, you know, when you don't sell enough, when you don't grow fast enough, I'm not saying that people should do 10 million, 5 million. I mean, you know me, you know, I say that $5-6 million it's amazing. But I also believe in this, and this is advice I always gave to people, and this is what I want to air here, and I want to end on this advice. My belief is in your first year in business, you shouldn't have any goals, period. You shouldn't have a business plan. You should go all in and get as much work as you possibly can because you have no number to go off. You don't know if you're going to do $500,000, 1 million, 5 million, 10 million. It depends on the market. You know, one hailstorm, one event, you know, few couple jobs that could be really big can really make you $10 million company in first year. So if you set up a goal of $3 million and somebody offer you a job or you have a connection, you know, got lucky, you might accidentally sell 7. What, you're not going to take it because your goal was 3? You don't know what you don't know in the first year. If you watch that story, what Sam said, he said, we were just doing numbers. We were selling because they were killing machine sales guys. You know, they were knocking at doors, doing 15 jobs a week. They did the numbers like, well, if we're going to keep hitting these numbers at the end, we're going to do $17 million. And in October, they already hit 13. I don't think they set that as a goal. And I don't think I'm putting them on a pedestal because of that goal. But what I'm teaching you is this: go all in, try your best, and next year try to improve. Learn from what went wrong in the first year and get 30-40% increase budgeted for next year. So if you did $2 million first year, your second year should be $2.5 million or $3 million, whatever your comfort zone is. And then 5 million, 6, and go on. If they accomplish 17, next year they might do 20. Or maybe they're gonna learn their mistakes and scale down to 12. Who knows? But I'm not gonna sit here and knock them down and say they're doing something wrong just because other people cannot comprehend or understand it. Here's what I'm telling you. They're a new way of doing business. Absolutely brand new way. Not to be afraid. They're also super young. They work 7 days a week. When you're 22, 23, 24, you can do it. I cannot do it. I have 5-day work week, not 7. If I would go back and work my ass off at 22, I probably could do 10, 15 million in this business today in the first year as well. And no one can doubt me. No one can say I cannot do it. Those guys are killing it. We should celebrate their success because they can, they will. I stand behind them. And if they fail, I will be the first one to report to you that they failed, and we're gonna learn from their mistakes what went wrong. Comment below what you think about this story. Comment below if you're skeptical. I don't think we have a right to be skeptical when people are killing it, and don't be skeptical over few mistakes on the website. I'll see you guys in the next video.